So I told y'all in a previous video that me and the narc were talking about marriage or whatever. And so in the 4.5 years, he has gave me 3 rings. Now, I'm gonna say Mother's Day of 2020. Yeah, Mother's Day of 2020, he gave me a diamond ring. It was a nice ring. It looked like a wedding ring and everything. It was nice. It was cute. So here it is, Mother's Day. We had a cookout. We invited over some friends and family or whatever. And so at this point, we're all sitting out in the yard and we're just chilling. So I go back in the house to check on the food. When I come back out, he has a container of jewelry in his lap. Now, I don't know where this jewelry and stuff just came from. I just know he got it in his hand now. But then again, he had a vehicle on the property. And so I thought maybe he got it out of his truck or whatever. But when I found out later on where it came from, that's a different story. So I come back outside from checking on the food, and he's got this container, a fish jar, like a fish bowl, full of jewelry in his lap, and he's going through it or whatever. And so I guess before I got back outside, he found a nice wedding ring inside of it. And so when I come back outside, he reaches for my hand, and I give him my hand or whatever. I give him this hand, my right hand. And he's like, no, give me the other hand. So I give him the other hand, and he slides this ring on my ring finger. And at this point, everybody is like, oh, snap, he proposed to her, this, that, and the third. And I'm standing here about to get, emotional, because I'm just like, oh my God, the time has come. He is finally about to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I got excited too. And then he slid it on my finger, and my sister, who was there at the time, she was just like, because we all waiting on him to get down on his knee now. He ain't moved. He's still sitting in this chair, and I'm still standing up beside him. So everybody is just like, oh my God, he finna propose to her. And I'm sitting here fanning myself because I'm about to pass out, because, I'm excited. I'm like, oh my God, it's real. He's finna do it, This is in the beginning, y'all. I don't know he's a narcissist, and I'm still not, I ain't experienced nothing but him doing little things that didn't feel like to me that I need to just, walk away. But it still has some things going on. So anyway, just letting you know, at this point, I don't know he's a narcissist. This is in the beginning. Still like, we hadn't even made it to a year yet. So we still good and fresh in the relationship. He did a discard, and then, I discarded him, and then he came back, and that's what he came back in, gaslighting and love bombing me with, was the marriage thing. So, okay. I'm excited. Because I wanted to marry him, and I'm so glad that God stepped in and didn't allow it. I wanted kids with this man. I'm so glad God stepped in and did not allow it, because then my story would have been even worse than what it already is. So I'm very, very thankful now that I have clearer eyes to see what's going on. I'm happy. I'm thankful. So, all right. So now my sister, who is there at the time, she says to him, is that a engagement ring, or is it just a ring or whatever? And so he was like, it's just a ring. Well, no, okay, it didn't quite go like that. He just sat there and smiled. And so my sister was like, well, if it's not an engagement ring, don't put it on that finger because it's bad luck or whatever. And so I took it off and put it on just a regular hand. So I put it on this hand over here or whatever. So he's just sitting there. He's smiling. He's eating it up because everybody is going crazy. And we thought that he was proposing, because he like to do things differently. So, we like, well, maybe he gonna do it in a few minutes. He ain't doing it right now because he wanna, put on a show. So I'm sitting there and I'm still like, okay, any minute now, get down on your knee and, do your thing. He never got down on his knee And I was sitting there kind of confused. So I got up and I walked away because I'm just like, he put this nice ring on my finger, but he didn't get down on his knee. And I know he said he wanted to marry me, but I guess how he thinks is that if I say I want to marry you and I give you a ring, that means we married. We ain't got to go through the whole proposal thing, this, that, and the third. And he said that to me before. He was like, I gave you a ring, so I don't need to get down on my knee and all that good stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you do. I'm like, because that's just how I pictured it. I told you how I wanted it, how I expected it to go. You know what I'm saying? I broke all that down to you, so why wouldn't you get on your knee or whatever? And so narcissists don't give you what you ask for. They give you what they want to give you. And that's exactly what he did. But for him, he was proposing. But for me, I didn't take it as a proposal. So I go and I call my sister on the phone, my other sister, and I'm like, he just gave me a ring. I said, but I'm not sure what the ring means. I mean, I don't know if this is just a Mother's Day ring or is this an engagement ring? She was like, well, if it was supposed to be a proposal ring, a marriage ring, she said you wouldn't be confused about it. I'm like, but the way he acted was like he was trying to propose, but he just didn't want to get down on his knee. And like, I was just supposed to know that he's making a proposal right now. You know what I'm saying? So she was just like, you would not be confused. You would not be sitting here asking me or have any doubt that he was trying to propose to you. She said he would have made it clear if that's what he was doing. So I hang up with her and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? She's right. She's right. But I just don't like the way that you performed it as if you were about to do that. And you want to put it on the ring finger that you would put on for somebody you want to marry or get engaged to or whatever. You always trying to do little slick stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there on the edge of the bed. He finally comes in the room because I'm taking too long to come back outside now. So I'm sitting on the edge of the bed and I'm just looking at the ring. And then he walked through the door and I looked at him. I say, is this an engagement ring or is this a Mother's Day ring? And he said something along the lines of, if I was proposing to you, I wouldn't propose to you with that type of ring or whatever. And I'm just like, okay. So why did you try to put it on that finger then if that wasn't a proposal that you was, trying to do? And he was just like, I just put it on a finger. I'm like, but you don't put it on that finger. Put it on any finger, just not that one, because that finger means something to me. And so he walks off and, I know he felt big inside because it did just what he wanted it to do. I got excited and happy for a minute there. And then I had a big letdown, like, dang, the way you did it, though, you ain't have to do it like that, because you knew I was going to automatically think that you were trying to propose to me if you put it on that finger. If he'd have put it on any other finger, I would not have been confused at what he was trying to do. But that is his goal. He always doing it. And so I got 2 more occasions where he gave me 2 more rings. So last year he gave me another ring because I ended up so the ring that he gave me the very first time, the kid in the neighborhood was walking down the road with that jar of jewelry in it, and it had his grandma's wedding ring in it. So he bought the jewelry from the little boy and went through the jewelry, and he happened to stumble across that wedding ring. And for him, that was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. I'm finna get her this. She gonna think I'm, you know what I'm saying? Which was to control me. Because if he put the ring on my finger, then he is in control of me and he is my fiance now. So the kid ended up getting in trouble by his grandma. His grandma was looking for her ring and all her jewelry and stuff. And so he told her who he gave the jewelry to. So the narc came and told me I need to give him the ring back because it came from the little boy. Like, in the beginning, I didn't know that he got this ring out of that jar. I thought this ring was something he bought and he was, giving to me for Mother's Day or proposing to me or whatever. So now he got to get his ring back from me because it belongs to this little boy's grandma, who is now looking for her jewelry and stuff. So he gave the lady back the ring, and not all of the jewelry, just gave her some of it. So however they worked that out or whatever. He said the lady cussed him out or whatever. I was not out there during that time to hear for sure if the lady cussed him out or whatever, but he didn't like her after that situation. And so he just kept saying she cussed him out, she cussed him out. And I'm just like, well, why you didn't come tell me when it was happening, so that way I can go and check her? Because, you know what I'm saying, I don't care what happened, you shouldn't be cussing my man at the time that I thought out and stuff like that. So anyways, so yeah, he ends up getting the ring back and giving it to the lady because it's her wedding ring or whatever. And so we move forward to last year. So after that ring, he hadn't gave me any more rings until last year. The year before, 2022. Yeah, he gave me a ring in 2022. So he went and found some more jewelry, I believe. And he gave me another ring out of whatever he found, you know what I'm saying? And once again, he trying to stick it. Well, no, he didn't try to stick it on this finger. That was the last time he tried to put a ring on my finger, was the first time. So this time he came back with some jewelry. After he had discarded me or whatever, he came back to the relationship and he had a whole bunch of jewelry with him when he came back. So in the jewelry, he found another ring. This ring it ain't nothing like the first ring he gave me. Now this is like some costume jewelry for me. So after he embarrassed me like that first time, any rings that he give me now is, in my mind, if you don't get down on your knee, it's going to be costume jewelry. So that means I take it off when I get ready to take a shower, and at the end of the night, I put it in my jewelry box with the rest of my accessories and stuff are. So that's how I started treating all the rings he was giving me after the first ring. So he came back, and when he came back that time, he had a whole bunch of jewelry. So I left out the room to do something, and when I came back, there was a ring sitting on my side of the bed. So I picked it up and I looked at it, and I'm like, okay, this will go with my little, outfit or whatever. And so I pick it up and I put it in my little jewelry box. And he's like, so that's what you do with the ring I give you? I say, thank you for the costume jewelry. He was like, that ain't costume jewelry. That's for you to wear all the time. I say, for what? He was like, I don't know. Just wear it. I'm like, I'll put it on when I get dressed and we getting ready to go somewhere. I wear it like that. Because you done fooled me like that one time. You're not finna fool me like that again. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, don't sneeze. Sorry about that. So he felt some type of way because I didn't put it on like that. But this ring was too big for my finger anyway. It was too big. And so I ended up, so once he gave me that little look or whatever, I was like, okay, let me put the ring on or whatever. So now here he is out in public and I got this ring on. It's just on any random finger. It's too big, so I can only really wear it on my thumb. So we're out in public and stuff. Now, when it comes to a man, he'll be like, oh yeah, that's my fiance. But when it comes to a woman, oh baby, you're not finna tell her this your fiance. No, we finna pretend like I'm nobody. We gonna pretend like we just roll here to the store together, or we just roommates or whatever, but it ain't gonna be, this my old lady, I want you to meet my old lady. He don't do none of that when it comes to a woman, but a man, he will introduce me to. And I felt like he did that because that's his way of saying, okay, she off limits. Don't try to get at her because she's mine. But let a woman be in the area or whatever, and he's just having random conversation to her. He ain't finna say, oh yeah, by the way, this is my old lady, such and such. Ain't no introductions. I could be standing right there. We walked up together and everything. Got out the same car. stood side by side, he still ain't gonna say nothing. And so I peeped that later on down the road. So yeah, so now he want me to put this ring on. I put it on, so it kept falling off. It was too big for my finger. So I ended up putting it around a necklace that I would wear or whatever. But I'd still take it off because everything is costume jewelry to me. I take it off at the end of the night, put it up, and I put it back on when I'm ready to wear it again. So I lost the ring. He found it. And so he is questioning me about this ring. He's like, where your ring at? Okay, so now I remember what the ring looked like. It was a big ring, and it had 2 purple diamonds on it or something like that, or whatever. It was a cute little ring or whatever, but it was not no engagement ring that I'm finna stick on my engagement finger. So yeah. So the ring, I ended up losing the ring or whatever, and I didn't even realize it was gone because this ring don't mean anything to me because you didn't put any meaning into this ring. So therefore it's just costume jewelry. I lose costume jewelry. So he's like, so where your ring at? And I'm like, I go to the jewelry box, look for it. It's not there. I check the bed, see if I lose, because sometimes it'll come off under the pillow. So I'm like, well, I don't know where the ring is. And he's like, if it was a snake, it would have bit you in the face. And I'm looking around the room or the area and stuff, and I'm like, okay, where is it? So I'm like, it's got to be somewhere close, because he said if it's a snake, it'll bit you in the face. So I'm looking around the room, and then he holds his pinky up. He takes a sip of his drink, and he holds his pinky up. The ring is on his pinky. And so I just bust out laughing, and I was like, oh, it's on your finger. And he was like, yeah. He was like, how many times you gonna lose this ring? I said, I don't know. It's costume jewelry. I lose costume jewelry. So he's sitting there like, this ain't costume jewelry. I'm like, well, what is it then? Like, at this point, I'm like, I take you as a joke when you give me rings now, because you done played me like that before. You're not gonna get me like that again. So I'm like, what does the ring mean? You ain't told me what this ring means. So to me, this just some pretty costume jewelry that I don't have to take serious. I just lose them and I go and buy some more. So I mean, like, what do you want? He said, but you want me to buy you an engagement ring, but you can't even take care of the rings that I'm giving you now. Sir, this is costume jewelry. If this was the engagement ring, you better bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna protect this ring and hold on to this ring with my daggone life. You better believe that. This is costume jewelry that you trying me with, sir. Stop playing with me. So we get past that ring. I lose it again. This time it ain't in the house. He can't find it. So he goes to Temu. We at current time now. So before he discarded me, we discarded each other this time 3 weeks ago. He hadn't gave me another ring. He gave me 2 rings. 3 rings, I'm sorry. He gave me a mood ring, and he gave me a this blue diamond ring that got flowers on it or something. And I stuffed those back in his shoe when he got ready to leave this time around. But that's crazy. So he give me this ring, and this time I'm in the kitchen cooking, and I went and got the package from the mailbox. So I know it came from Temu. I knew it came from Temu. So I'm in the kitchen cooking. I hand him his package when I came home from work. So he's in here going through his package, pulling out all his stuff or whatever. And then he turned around and he walked past me in the kitchen, and he walked straight to my son them. So like, he makes a big scene like he about to do something when he buy me these rings. So his intentions is to get me all hyped and thinking that he finna propose to me, and he's not. So the reaction I gave him the first time is the reaction he looks for every single time, and I don't give it to him. And so he started feeling some type of way. So he walks past me in the kitchen. He goes to my son. I hear him in there talking about something, but I don't know what he got in his hand. I don't know what he ordered off of Temu or whatever. So I go, leave out the kitchen, and I had a cup sitting on the counter, just like this. When I came back from the restroom or the room or wherever I went to, there was a ring around my straw, just sitting on the cup around the straw. And I just bust out laughing. And so by this time, he done set it on the cup and he done walked back in the room. So now I come back in the room with this ring on the cup. And I say, I don't know why this random guy keep leaving me rings sitting around the house and stuff like that. And he just looked at me like, really? A random guy? I say, thank you for the ring. I say, it's cute. I say, why you keep buying me all this costume jewelry though? He was like, what you mean? He was like, it's not costume jewelry. You keep losing rings around here. You keep talking about you want me to propose to you and this, that, and the third. I'm trying to see how you take care of a ring. I said, I take care of rings that have meanings to them real well. I said, but you keep going and buying me these rings. I said, and then from Temu at that, sir? I say, so you ordered this ring off of Temu. And he told me how much it cost. 97 cents. You ordered this ring off of Temu, sir, and you thought that was going to suffice as an engagement ring? And I was supposed to stick it on that finger to make you happy? No, she ain't doing that. I let you play with me about a lot of stuff, but that right there, we're not going to play with that. That's one thing I wasn't going to let him play with me like. You got me one time before, sir. You won't get me like that no more. So yeah, he felt some type of way because now he feeling like I'm ungrateful for a ring. And so that makes him say, this is exactly why I won't propose to you. I said, it's cool. Because at this point, I'm done anyhow. So I'm just like, it's cool. I said, I don't believe you want to marry me anyway. And I know nothing that I was talking about, just what I felt. And now I come to find out he had no intentions on ever marrying me. But it was funny while he was doing what he was doing, because I caught on to it and I realized that it's a big game to him. And he wanted the same reaction that he got the first time, where I was all shaky and, oh my God, he finna propose to me. Yeah, nope. This time I made you feel like crap, giving me crap. So yeah, y'all have a good day. Stay blessed.